Hey everybody, welcome once again to NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQ&AW. And as always, NoDQ.com, your source for WWE and TNA news and rumors. We are coming off Raw 1000. I gave my review of the show last night. You can check out that video at the YouTube channel, youtube.com/NoDQ&AW. Got a lot of questions here regarding Raw and some other WWE topics, so let's get right down to it. This is from Crash X UAE. Not sure how to pronounce that. Hey Aaron, do you think making Undertaker face Brock Lesnar might be a risk on Undertaker? I mean, I know he wants it, but we all know that Brock is a guy that can injure a guy in the blink of an eye. I wish Undertaker would destroy him, though. I'm sure that's definitely a concern for people in WWE and even Undertaker, but at the end of the day, I think WWE is going to let Undertaker decide who he wants to face at WrestleMania. So if Undertaker really wants to do the match with Brock Lesnar, then we're going to see Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. I think Undertaker would trust Brock Lesnar enough to go ahead and do the match. So I see it as a possibility for WrestleMania 29. There's a lot of options, obviously. You have Undertaker versus John Cena. You have Undertaker versus anybody, CM Punk. I mean, there's a lot of people you could put in there with Undertaker, and it would be a huge match. So we'll see what happens, and I've talked about this before, the whole idea that things could change a million times between now and WrestleMania. I don't even know if they have a set card for WrestleMania at this point. Obviously, it's going to involve Rock. Obviously, Undertaker will be involved. It's in New York. So they're going to go all out for this year's WrestleMania. Not that they don't do it every single year, but especially this year, considering it's in New York, I think they're going to go with the biggest matches possible. Here's another question from this same person. Hey, Aaron, do you think The Undertaker's return was just a one-time thing, or will he be there next week? I could see him and Kane pushing the tag team division. Originally, the plan was for Undertaker to make some sort of appearance at Survivor Series and bring him back for that. I don't think he's going to be back on a regular full-time basis, and I don't see any plans for Undertaker at SummerSlam. Therefore, I just don't see him coming back and being a regular character again. I still think there's a decent chance we'll see him at Survivor Series, but the thing is, Undertaker, you know, his body is breaking down on him. He can't really do a whole lot these days, and you really don't want to jeopardize the WrestleMania matches. I mean, there's still a lot of money to be made with Undertaker and WrestleMania and having the whole streak be on the line. So it's not a good idea to put him in there on some random pay-per-view. I mean, even Survivor Series. I mean, it's probably not going to make all that much of a difference having Undertaker at Survivor Series, but I mean, if he makes one appearance, there's nothing wrong with that. But the real value in Undertaker at this point is WrestleMania and the undefeated streak. So you want to protect that as much as possible. Should WWE release the 1000th Raw on DVD like pay-per-views, and could you buy it? I'm almost certain that WWE will release it on DVD. It makes sense to release it on DVD since it was such a monumental event. I would buy it. I mean, we already saw it on television, but if WWE throws in some extra features, maybe make it a 2-disc set, have some backstage interviews, put some exclusive content that you can only see on the DVD. I mean, I'm not sure if they had cameras backstage filming stuff. I mean, it would make logical sense to do that and try to get as much bonus footage as possible and throw it into a big DVD package. That's what I would do. I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but certainly I think they'll release at least the 3-hour show on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever. And yeah, I would buy it. I mean, it was a historical show, no doubt about it. This is from Chris Smith Real. Hey Aaron, how come Kane taking off his mask back in 2003 wasn't in your top 30 Raw moments of all time? If not in the top 30, where would it be at? That was definitely a segment that I would include in my honorable mentions. When I came up with my 30 top moments, it just fell short. So it would be, you know, between 30 and 35, no doubt about it. I'll go ahead and mention a couple other honorable mentions. The first Rock concert from 2003 when The Rock dissed Sacramento. I mean, that was one of my all-time favorite Raw moments, and that would definitely be a contender for between 30 and 35, and perhaps it should have been in the top 30 moments. Who knows? Um, and I mean, there were other moments like the Kurt Angle milk truck. I didn't include that because it was somewhat of a parody of the Steve Austin beer truck. But I mean, that was a classic moment, and the Stephanie McMahon, the $1 billion princess, has become the Dairy Queen. That was a classic segment. And another segment I really wanted to include, but I didn't, was the DDP coming out and being revealed as the Stalker. I thought that was just an awesome reveal, and him taking off the mask and the crowd just going crazy for DDP. That was a great moment. So there were some moments that they got left off of that top 30 that perhaps could be included in anybody's top 30. Definitely segments that were very memorable. So those were some of mine that would get my honorable mentions. Do you think it was stupid to have John Cena win the Money in the Bank just to cash it in and lose 8 days later? And John Cena will most likely get a rematch at SummerSlam, so in my opinion, there's no point in having him win Raw Money in the Bank. Well, first of all, he didn't lose. Big Show came out, there was a DQ. Technically, John Cena won. Now, in the WWE storylines, once you cash in the briefcase and the bell rings, that's it. That's your one and only opportunity. Now, since John Cena got screwed, you have a logical reason for him to get a rematch at SummerSlam. So I had no real problem with this. And as far as there being no point in him winning, WWE wanted to do something huge for Raw 1000. And having John Cena win Money in the Bank and cash it in on Raw 1000 made the show seem like a bigger deal. So that was the point in having him win. And once again, not a real problem with that because you had Dolph Ziggler winning the world title Money in the Bank match. So you're still pushing a new star towards the top. And you still have that anticipation with Ziggler in the briefcase. When's he going to cash it in? That's one reason why it's good to have two Money in the Bank matches. So you can do two different storylines. And one person mentioned, is this a stain on John Cena's career? I don't think so. John Cena's a huge star. If there was ever a guy to have not cash it in successfully, John Cena's the guy to go with. And he got screwed over, and he technically won. So not a big deal. Why do you think Chris Jericho didn't have a bigger role in the show? He's talking about Raw 1000, of course. Well, they already had so much going on that there really wasn't a whole lot for Chris Jericho to do. There was only so much he could do. But for what they did, I think it was great. They're building up Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler, probably for SummerSlam. And that's going to be a huge match for Dolph Ziggler. I mean, this is really going to be a big test for him because he's already impressed pretty much everyone, all the fans at least. But the people he really needs to convince, he needs to convince the people behind the scenes. They're the ones that call the shots, and it's really important for Ziggler to be able to go out there on pay-per-view and have a great match with someone like Chris Jericho. If those two can steal the show and have a great 15, 20-minute match, that's going to do a lot for Dolph Ziggler's career moving forward. If he can go out there and show them that he can hang with the big boys, then it's more likely that they're going to go all the way with him and push him towards the top, much like Daniel Bryan's gotten that big push in the last several months. So it's really important. That's a big role for Chris Jericho at SummerSlam. Him and Dolph Ziggler going out there and having a great match, which they almost certainly will. Do you think Charlie Sheen will follow up his offer to face Daniel Bryan? I'm not so sure about that. I'm sure WWE would love to have Charlie Sheen. Maybe I'm drinking some of what Charlie Sheen is drinking, but that would be something big for WWE, at least in terms of the mainstream publicity. As far as a match goes, I don't think it would be very pretty, but I mean, it would generate a lot of interest in the WWE product and get people talking if Charlie Sheen was part of SummerSlam. I'm not holding my breath that it's going to happen, and I'm I'm not so sure I really want to see it. I'm not so sure a lot of people want to see it, but if it does happen, then I say good for WWE, and that would be something that they can promote and help build up the SummerSlam pay-per-view. So I would be happy for them if they were able to get him for SummerSlam. Not so sure it's going to happen, though. All right, that'll wrap things up for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube.com/NoDQ&AV. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the videos. Keep subscribing. Keep spreading the word on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you go for your social media. Even tout now if you're on there. Go ahead and send a 15-second tout saying, check out No DQ&A video, whatever. Just keep watching. Keep checking out NoDQ.com for the very latest, and I'll see you next time.